MSC Cruises, $299 for 7 nights. Royal Caribbean, $899 for the exact same route. Is MSC a steal or a trap? Here's what cruise lines hope you never find out. Stick around because reason number 12 might just save you thousands. Every year, millions of seniors book MSC Cruises thinking they found the deal of the century. And while MSC can offer incredible value, there are 15 specific reasons their prices stay so low. Some are perfectly fine. Others, they could ruin your entire vacation if you don't know about them. If you're planning any cruise in the next year, hit that subscribe button now. Cruise pricing changes constantly and you'll want these insider updates. Starting with number 15, MSC operates on a completely different business model than American cruise lines. MSC is a Swiss-Italian company, and they approach cruising like a floating hotel, rather than an all-inclusive resort. In Europe, travelers expect to pay separately for drinks, specialty dining, and entertainment. It's just how hospitality works there. While Royal Caribbean includes ice skating shows and Broadway productions in your fare, MSC charges extra for most entertainment beyond the main theater. Even the gym classes that are free on other lines cost $15 to $20 on MSC. But here's what MSC doesn't advertise. This a la carte model means your cheap cruise can quickly become expensive if you're not careful. Passengers regularly report spending hundreds extra on amenities they assumed were included. The solution? Read the fine print before booking. MSC offers tiered packages, with Bella being the most basic. Make a list of what's actually included versus what costs extra. Sometimes that $299 cruise ends up costing more than the expensive competitor. Number 14 reveals an industry secret: ship depreciation. MSC's fleet includes several ships built in the early 2000s. While newer ships cost billions to build, older ships have already depreciated significantly. MSC can offer lower prices because they're not trying to recoup massive construction costs on these vessels. Take MSC Lyrica, built in 2003. Even with renovations under MSC's Renaissance program, her cabins remain smaller, averaging 140 to 150 square feet. Compare that to 180 to 200 square feet on newer Royal Caribbean ships. Nobody warns you about the accessibility issues either. Older ships have fewer accessible cabins, narrower doorways, and limited elevator access to certain decks. These ships meet international standards, but they weren't designed with modern accessibility needs in mind. Always check the ship's build year and recent refurbishment dates. Ships over 15 years old often lack features seniors need for comfort and safety. This next one shocked even industry insiders: MSC's staffing model. MSC employs fewer crew members per passenger than premium lines. Ships like MSC Virtuosa operate at roughly 1 crew member for every 3 passengers, while Celebrity Cruises maintains closer to 1 to 2. Lower staffing can mean longer waits at guest services and slower room service. During peak times, the buffet might be understaffed, and the main dining room could experience delays, though specific wait times vary by sailing. But here's what really matters for seniors: medical staffing. MSC meets SOLAS international requirements, typically with 1 to 2 doctors and 2 to 3 nurses for 3,000 passengers. Premium lines often exceed these minimums. The workaround? Book during off-peak times when passenger loads are lighter. September and early May typically have better staff-to-guest ratios. Also, consider paying extra for priority services if you need more assistance. Here comes reason number 12, the one that saves you thousands: hidden mandatory charges. MSC automatically adds between $12 and $16 per person, per day in service charges, depending on your itinerary. For a couple on a 7-day cruise, that's approximately $217 not included in the advertised price. Unlike American lines where removing gratuities is uncommon, MSC's European model allows you to adjust these charges at guest services. This follows standard European hospitality practices, but here's the catch: if you remove automatic gratuities, you need to tip your room steward and dining staff directly. Otherwise, these hard-working crew members, who often support entire families back home, receive nothing. The smart approach? Keep the automatic gratuities, but budget for them up front. That $299 cruise is really over $500 for 2 people after service charges. Still cheaper than competitors, but know the real price before booking. Number 11 exposes the beverage package trap. MSC's premium extra alcohol packages cost $60 to $70 per person per day. But here's what they don't tell you: every adult in the cabin must purchase the same package. You can't have one person buy it while the other abstains. For a 7-day cruise, that's approximately $910 for a couple, just for drinks. The packages cover most drinks in specialty restaurants, but premium wines over $15 per glass cost extra. Room service delivery charges of $7.50 still apply separately. One retired couple discovered certain premium selections at specialty venues weren't covered despite having the beverage package. They ended up with additional charges they hadn't budgeted for. The alternative? MSC allows you to bring one bottle of wine per person on embarkation. Buy drink packages only for port days when you're most active, or skip packages entirely and pay per drink, which often costs less for moderate drinkers. This reason changes everything for seniors who enjoy culinary experiences. Dining limitations. MSC's base bill fare includes just the main dining room and buffet. Every other restaurant costs extra, typically $20 to $50 per person. Compare this to Celebrity or Princess, where multiple dining venues are included. But here's what nobody warns you about. Even the included dining has limitations. The main dining room menu may repeat on longer cruises, though the exact rotation varies. Buffets typically close between 9 and 10 p.m., earlier than some competitors. Room service, free on many lines, costs $7.50 delivery fee on MSC plus gratuity. Late-night dining options are limited, which can be problematic for passengers with specific dietary needs or medication schedules. Smart dining strategy: book specialty restaurants for formal nights when the main dining room is most crowded. Take advantage of lunch specials in specialty venues, often half the dinner price. And always pack some non-perishable snacks for emergencies. Wait until you hear reason number 9, a game changer for anyone over 60. MSC's standard inside cabins on older ships average 120 to 140 square feet, compared to 150 to 160 on Royal Caribbean. That 20 to 40 square foot difference matters when you're unpacking for a 2-week cruise. Storage is particularly limited on older vessels. Minimal drawer space, few hangars, and compact bathrooms challenge longer voyages. The bathrooms often feature high-threshold showers, which can be difficult for passengers with mobility concerns. But here's the insider tip. MSC's Bella Experience cabins are the smallest and most basic. Upgrade to Fantastica for just $50 to $100 more and get better cabin location. Additional perks like free room service, breakfast, and priority boarding. It's one of the best value upgrades in cruising. Smart tip: pack lightweight, use packing cubes, and consider luggage storage services ashore for long voyages. Industry insiders told me this secret about MSC's entertainment. While MSC advertises theatrical shows, they often use recorded music rather than live orchestras. Cast sizes are smaller, and shows typically run 45 minutes versus longer productions on other lines. A 7-day cruise typically features 3 to 4 different shows, with repeats filling the schedule. This differs from some competitors but aligns with European entertainment traditions. But here's what MSC does exceptionally well: cultural entertainment. Their Italian heritage means excellent classical music, opera performances, and European-style variety shows. If you prefer these to Broadway productions, MSC might actually offer better entertainment value for your tastes. If you prioritize big production theater, check the ship's entertainment roster before booking. Number 7 affects every modern traveler: internet costs. MSC's Wi-Fi packages start at $20 to $25 per day for basic browsing. But basic means exactly that. No video calls, no streaming. Even photo uploads can be slow. For reliable connectivity, you need the premium package at $30 to $35 daily. Recent tests showed MSC Wi-Fi averaging 2 to 3 megabits per second, even on premium packages. Royal Caribbean's basic package often delivers 5 to 10 megabits. The difference is noticeable when trying to video call grandchildren back home. Coverage can be spotty in remote areas, particularly parts of the Caribbean, though complete multi-hour outages are uncommon. The workaround? Use port Wi-Fi whenever possible. Download messaging apps that work on minimal bandwidth. Consider purchasing internet packages only for sea days when you really need connectivity. This mistake costs retirees thousands, ignoring port fees. That advertised $299 cruise, port fees and taxes add another $100 to $200 per person. MSC, like many cruise lines, shows lower base prices by excluding these mandatory charges from advertised rates. But here's what's worse. Some ports charge additional fees not included in the cruise price. Bermuda charges $75 per person for infrastructure fees. Venice adds landing taxes. These appear on your onboard account, surprising many passengers. Always click through to the final payment page before comparing cruise prices. Include all taxes and fees in your budget. What looks like the cheapest option often isn't after mandatory charges. Pro tip: compare total per person cost, not headline fares. Thousands of seniors told me this is their biggest concern: medical care. MSC meets international SOLAS maritime medical requirements, with typically 1 to 2 doctors and 2 to 3 nurses for 3,000 passengers. Their medical centers are fully equipped but may be smaller than those on premium lines, specifically catering to older passengers. Language barriers can occasionally complicate medical care. While doctors speak English, communication styles may differ. Having written medical information and medication lists helps ensure clear communication. Medical evacuations from any cruise ship are expensive, often exceeding tens of thousands of dollars, and frequently not covered by standard insurance. The solution? Comprehensive travel insurance is non-negotiable on any cruise. Bring extra medications. Consider cruises staying closer to U.S. ports, and research the specific ship's medical facilities before booking. Cruise staff confirmed this affects thousands of seniors yearly. Older MSC ships have significant accessibility limitations. Doorways are narrower, ramps can be steeper, some deck areas may only be accessible by stairs. Pool areas on older ships often lack proper lifts or accessible entrances. These ships meet required standards but were built before modern accessibility expectations. Accessible cabins represent just 1 to 2% of total inventory on older ships, compared to 3 to 5% on newer vessels. MSC's newer ships like MSC World America show significant accessibility improvements, though they may still lag behind some competitors. Before booking, call MSC directly about specific accessibility needs. Request detailed deck plans showing elevator access. Book accessible cabins immediately as they sell out fastest despite higher prices. Nobody warns you about this challenge. Communication differences. MSC employs crew from over 70 countries, creating a wonderfully diverse environment. However, this can occasionally lead to communication challenges, particularly with complex dietary requests or specific service needs. Emergency announcements are made in multiple languages per international requirements, with English always included, though it may not always be first. The workaround? Write down important medical information and dietary needs. Use translation apps for complex communications. Most crew members work hard to understand and accommodate passenger needs despite language differences. Be patient and prepare. It makes a big difference. Here's what cruise lines hope you never discover about booking. Like many travel companies, MSC uses dynamic pricing that changes based on demand and timing. Prices can vary by hundreds of dollars depending on when you search. Third-party booking sites sometimes show outdated MSC prices or add booking fees at checkout. Some sites promote non-refundable rates prominently, which offer lower prices but risk total loss if plans change. MSC's cheapest rates often require immediate full payment with no refunds. Without comprehensive travel insurance, medical issues or emergencies could mean losing thousands. Book directly through MSC or trusted travel agents. Compare refundable and non-refundable rates carefully. Always purchase travel insurance for non-refundable bookings. The number one reason MSC stays cheap? Many extras cost additional money. Ice cream costs $3 to $5. Specialty coffee runs $4 to $6. Activities like bingo cost $15 to $25 per session. Even some activities free on other lines carry charges on MSC. Passengers who aren't careful can easily spend $75 daily on extras, adding over $500 to a week-long vacation. Your final cost might approach or exceed a premium cruise line's more inclusive fare, but here's the real consideration. Basic amenities sometimes cost extra too. Beach towels for port days may incur fees. Formal wear rentals are available but pricey. Certain breakfast items in the main dining room might have upcharges. The solution requires discipline. Set a strict daily budget for extras. Stick to included options whenever possible. Consider MSC's all-inclusive packages if available, though read the fine print for exclusions. These 15 reasons explain MSC's rock-bottom prices. For budget-conscious travelers who understand the limitations, MSC can deliver good value. But seniors expecting premium service at bargain prices will be disappointed. MSC works best for experienced cruisers who know exactly what they're paying for. First-time cruisers or those with health concerns should consider whether saving money is worth potential service limitations. Remember, that $299 advertised price realistically becomes $700 to $800 after gratuities, port fees, beverages, and basic extras. Still often cheaper than luxury lines, but not the steal it initially appears. Before booking any cruise, calculate the total cost including everything you'll realistically purchase. Sometimes paying more upfront for a more inclusive experience saves both money and stress. What's your worst cruise hidden fee experience? Drop a comment below. Every story helps fellow cruisers avoid these traps. If you learned something valuable, hit that subscribe button now.